All right, so today we got Dale Clarke with us today. He's gone through the little bit of the old journey to get some more clubhead speed, and he's gone through it, what I suspect to probably be the right way to do it, in the right order. In other words, you've gone through the process of kind of getting the technique a little bit better first. We kind of cleaned that up a little bit. And I've actually got some old stuff here from when we started.
Oh, please, please.
Start of July. So this is kind of where we started at, 116, 171, and you had a lot of those shots disappearing off to the right-hand side. You know, and that big miss right was the issue, right?
Listing lazily to the right.
Listing lazily.
I prefer.
But pretty wide dispersion, mainly miss balls to the right. And then we did a little bit of work with setup, getting that right hip to turn internally, to kind of just to neutralize that out. And then by the end of that month, you had really tightened up that dispersion tremendously, right?
Yep.
Clubhead speed didn't change because we hadn't touched on that. No. But obviously it was going a couple more meters further, but more importantly, it was on the planet, right? And then you were ready to start the speed stuff. So then today you are now into your last phase of your
I think we're
foundation
session
stack.
18, is it?
Yep, there we are.
Yep.
I've actually got that here. So I can take a little snap of that. That's where you're up to right now. And then speeds. I wish we had where you started, man. I'll find that page and see where you've got up to.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll just go share progress. And that's where you've gone. And to your last session, you picked up 17 mile an hour and in theory 48 meters.
48 meters.
Well, obviously, there's an element too with the speed training that takes a while to get used to of swinging hard without a ball there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like I struggle with that when I started. Bailey too. You obviously
feel like you're going to put your back out.
Because your baseline speeds were already like effectively 115, 116, not 105. So it's more a case you've picked up 6-7 mile an hour of clubhead speed, which is still.
Yep. Well, on the PRG, I'm maxing out. I think I swung on at 124 with the driver in my hand.
Yeah.
But it's 120, 121, 122.
Yeah. Cool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through this last session, and then I want to smash some balls at the end and see where you're at now with clubhead speed. We've had a couple of warm-ups already, so I know how much quicker you are, and you know how much quicker you are.
Yep.
But let's go ahead, do that this last session. I want to ask you a few questions while we're doing that.
Yep.
And then hit some balls at the end and have a little look at from where you started. Just only, what was that, a couple months ago?
Well, I've been religiously doing that every 2 to 3 days.
It's June, so what are we now?
Mid-June. We're middle of July, so we're 6 or 7 weeks in.
Yeah. Which is quite rapid progress.
Committed, mate. Good at bombs.
Talented individual.
See how we're looking there.
Cool, so we can get out of that. And
continue. And it tells you which weights to put on, which is quite handy. Because I'm not the best at maths.
It is quite handy having the...
So we're going for 280 here.
Come on, you grab that. You have it right there in front of you.
Unless you want to pump the numbers in for me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I struggle with that. One of the easiest things I find to do with that when you're doing it is just, like I said, man, get the old bar leaner over here or the stool and then...
Do we need to explain to the folks at home the issue that I've got with my old phone?
Yes, well, obviously it's still unfortunately Apple at this point in time. And you went through, obviously you're an Android user, like too many people probably are. But you just managed to find a nice cheap
iPhone 8.
iPhone 8.
Which could support the software.
Which is just over, 100 and something?
Yeah.
Just over $100 Kiwi, which is probably in the States, I'd assume you could probably find something for like $40, $30 over there,
no doubt.
I would assume.
You just get a new one.
And it still works. And you don't even need internet access because you're not using internet right now. So
no.
It's all loaded onto the phone.
Unless you want to send it to you, which is quite handy. I've been sending you updates along the way. So.
Yeah, which is quite fun. Show off your progress reports. Or your non-progress, but hopefully progress.
I don't send you the non-progress.
There's also a coach's license, which I haven't actually signed up for, and then I could get people to on that license, and then I could track them as they're going.
If you had all that time to...
Yeah, if I just really wanted to sit there at home and send abusive messages.
What should I do tonight?
What are you even trying? What are you even... Right, let's do it.
Well, there's the performance window, which actually tells you when your next training session is.
100% tells you when you got. How did you find that? Have the reminders going? Was it useful?
There was a few points there I was a bit early. It said you're not ready yet, so I had to hold it off because they give you your grit score, which means you're committed.
Yeah, it's kind of important, but when your body gets used to it too. Like from your first few, it's kind of good when you go from full intent because then max intent's quite a big jump, right?
Yep.
It's quite a big
Massive
jump.
change.
Yeah. And then as you've been doing it, you've obviously changed. You said you've done some different movement stuff. When did you start adding that little bit of lateral force?
I think I plateaued about session 5 or 6.
Okay.
Where I thought, okay.
Because that was full intent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But how can I get a bit more out of it?
And then you started to find a way. Okay.
Yep.
And that took, how long did that take to get comfortable with? Like a week or
I'm
two?
probably still not entirely comfortable with it.
Okay.
I played a couple of games on the course, and I haven't really been ballsy enough to give it a.
Oh, you haven't taken that move to the course yet?
Oh, not consistently. At home, I'm on a mat,
Yeah.
and I'm in my backyard, so.
Smacking it, so it feels pretty comfortable?
Yep. Don't mind skying it over the neighbour's house if I mess it up.
It's a pretty good little setup, but yeah, it does. I assume the camera probably makes that area look bigger than what it actually is. So.
Yeah, it's pretty. We probably fence to the house.
Yeah, it looks in that little net. It's a
Putting
strong
green
net you've got there.
Bunnings, mate.
Handling those bombs.
There's a few layers.
All right, man.
So we're starting with the 280 gram.
Yeah, and this is your
intent.
final one, so there's a lot of.
Yeah, so we've got 280, 105 for a set, 105 for another set, and then 195 at the end. And
that's 4, but you've got 8, 8, 8, and 4, right?
8, 8, 8, 4. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to it. You've got a lot of swings today.
Nice.
You're going to be dripping sweat after this.
No warm up.
You're pretty warmed up, bro.
No, that's just the excuses. I need to line up.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we've got 104 there. So I'll just pump that in. New record.
Gee, see? Just all the motivation,
It gives you little bits of feedback.
Yeah, I love that, eh?
But it also changes the weights every session for you.
How do you find that?
Good, yeah.
Okay.
The last few they've had the two middle sessions, same weights.
Okay.
Lower weights.
Oh yeah, so it goes heavy, light, and then
the
test.
Then the marker.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Keeps it interesting. Whereas I find with some other stuff like speed sticks, when you just got the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, well that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, it kind of keeps you guessing, and also it's quite nice when you switch it on and it's all like pre-laid out for you. You don't actually have to kind of think, oh, what am I doing today? You just show up, do the work, done.
Exactly. Yep. I tried the speed sticks. I think they're probably a good product, but this app's just.
There's the only difference.
The app's the game changer,
I'm
really.
100% certain the speed sticks do exactly the same thing that Stack does. Just the app is such a dramatic difference in how to train, which is it's probably like everything in the world, right? There's like heaps of different muscle building machines that all work really well, but the one that has the most easiest interface to use is going to be the one that is.
Well, I think you can track your progress, obviously.
Yeah.
And me and a friend, you know him, Mr. Whitey.
Oh yeah.
He's been doing it, so.
Yeah, you've got a good little group of guys now, all kind of stacking together.
Well, we sort of send him little updates, and he'll probably watch this, so he's a little nugget of a man, and we have a little competition.
Yeah, because he'll be trying to catch up to you. Yeah. That's just it, and you're certainly a little quicker than he is at the minute, because he wants to get to like that 120, 180 mark.
Yep.
Which would be quite good for a little hobbit, a little dwarf in his case.
Oh, I wouldn't call him that. Oh, did he call himself that?
Oh, I could call him a dwarf.
Okay,
but he's strong as hell. Dwarfs is pretty strong too.
Yeah. Good centre of gravity.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
Good in the wind.
Better than my centre of gravity.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can get that ball speed up, sneaky long. But he too's gone through that similar process, right? We sorted out that technique first. He done that equipment next, and now he's kind of starting that speed thing. He hasn't actually done it, because his driver, he loves his driver already. But now that you've done that little bit of You've done some speed work. Do you find when you are playing that you are going harder at it already?
Oh yeah, yep.
Without even trying? Like you train max intent, you find that?
Well, even there's a hole at the Mount I played recently, and I don't like the tee shot at all. I even stood over the tee shot, and it felt different. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I've just got to pick my target and go for it.
Yeah.
Let any sort of fears.
What hole was that?
15th.
I thought you were going to say.
16.
Well, 15's more uncomfortable for your potential miss, I suppose, but
Yeah.
but thankfully, I think you're going to find it pretty hard, as we pointed out, to hit that shot now.
Yeah.
That big right
With
ball.
what we've worked on.
Yeah, with getting that space with the right hip. You still doing that? Still trying to feel those movement patterns?
Yep. But I need to remind myself when I'm working on this that I've still got that to
Yeah,
think
which you can definitely experiment with is as you're doing that lateral move, trail side, lead side, you can start to feel in your feet itself where it is. So you can go trail ball of your foot. Like you can get a little bit like Marty Borgmeyer, where you kind of go trail. So the ball of your right foot, heel, right heel, ball of left foot, left heel. So you actually start to make it a little bit of like a figure eight as you're getting lateral.
Yeah.
So you add lateral with rotational. I know it's a little complicated, but it's one of those things that when you're mucking around with it, you can start to find, we're not talking like huge movements, just...
Well, even when I'm mucking around after, I'll hit a few after the sessions at home, and I'm finding different ways with the radar there, finding different ways and what feels good.
Yeah, you've got to have feedback, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on my 3-minute break now, in between sessions.
It's a beautiful thing.
And then we're off to the 105.
Do you find yourself doing those breaks, or do you get a little excited sometimes? You can rush it, obviously, when you've got like kids running around and stuff. You can like, should I get this done?
I've tried to do it when the kids aren't home.
Yeah.
They come out and want to turn.
Yeah.
And they get in the way, and they pick the tees up for me and everything, which is great.
But yeah, when you're maxing out swing intent, you don't really want them running around.
No, I get my daughters are on there. Hayley swung it at 62 miles an hour the other day. They go at this. Look at the radar. See what they're swinging at. So that's cool.
That's lovely.
I've actually got a video I can show you.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, there's a junior version of it, like I was saying, which is, I think, it must be like 4 or 5 inches shorter, maybe.
Okay, so yeah.
Which would be, somewhere around there.
And the weights obviously do the same.
Yeah,
small
same
weights,
process. I assume it must be lighter because I can't imagine an 8-year-old girl swinging or a 10-year-old girl
280.
swinging 280. Yeah.
What do I do from there?
Yeah, they would be battling, but I would assume it would be a lighter miniature version of the same thing.
Well, those junior clubs these days are awesome. But I grew up with cut down clubs.
Oh, we all did, right?
And they're just
5-iron
weights all
blade,
out
right? There's 5-iron blade, there's X-Flex, and you're just like trying to get it airborne.
Sweet, I got a matching set of clubs.
Yeah.
How good.
I wonder why we all got like way behind, flipped it.
I love my 5 wood, but my 3 wood, it's the same, but it's just not the same. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it'd be my little one. I'm going to get her into speed training as soon as I can. Like, she's only 3 now, but as soon as she can, I got her the mini speed stick stuff because I found those, but she still wasn't big enough. And then the problem with when she was like 2.5, 3, she just loved to let it go, so she'd like swing around. Woo! Yeah. Ah, the car.
Windows, cars.
Yeah. So you kind of got to be careful with that. But as soon as she's big enough, I'm definitely going to get her into some stacking.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with being the fastest 10-year-old in the world, right?
Exactly.
And when they're girls too, they can get pretty quick. There's nothing stopping them. And always, what's the old saying? You can't teach speed, but I think that's changed. I think you can teach and train speed. We know how to do it. We know what movements do it.
Do you think, say, because my dad was a golfer from when he was a kid.
Yeah,
and
different generation.
He obviously taught me it growing up, but it was fairways and greens.
Oh.
It was plot away. It was an art.
Oh yeah, golf has changed a lot.
Definitely,
in that space.
the art's taken out of it.
Yeah. You definitely any of those old school boys. They're all about. I'd rather hit it straight down the fairway, 240 all day. But I think data's changed that a lot. Like strokes gain data has definitely changed that perception because you can say, okay, cool. If I hit it like me, if I go and hit a ton of fairways, but I only hit it like 260 meters, 270 meters, like 300 yards. On tour, I'm like losing a stroke around, regardless of
Yep.
how straight I hit it. If I hit it like, and then you get like Paul, obviously he's now swinging crazy quick. He's carrying it like 310, 305 meters.
Yeah.
So no matter what he does, he like gains like 3 or 4 strokes around.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a head start.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then if you do that over 4 rounds, that adds up quick, eh? Obviously, you still want to not have penalty shots. So there's that point of, look, you've got to hit it on the planet. But yeah, if you can literally gain 2 or 3 strokes on the field every round before you even tee off.
Yep. Yeah, well, there's that.
That's huge.
There's like the Mark Brody stuff, the strokes gained. You do much looking into that?
Not Mark stuff, but you have obviously all of it. Draw more circles, shots to holes. Kind of started to get into it years ago, but there's so many decade golf.
Yep. Decade's good.
Yeah, they have all those different branches of it now. Even like, get like an R-course thing or whatever, and as you're hitting it, it give you all that data straight away after you've played. So there's actual reason now to hit it further. Plus, equipment's changed a lot since that generation.
Yeah.
Those boys were using, obviously, persimmon and then into the stainless steel, head, and then into the small titanium.
Low launch, high spin. Get at these ones.
Yeah, your little
Now it's
4,000 Pro risers.
Oh, they look so good though.
They are very cool looking flights, but the game has certainly changed
Big
tremendously. And you can either kind of move with the times or just get left behind. But how do you 37? So you still got like, you're in that bonus where you can get quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. Like probably all the way up to, I don't know how quick you're going to get, but in the next year, you might find yourself plateauing in the 120s and then get motivated to get even stronger and more in shape, and then.
Yeah.
But you probably got the physical potential to be swinging in the higher 120s, which I can assume, like all of the speed training stuff, is somewhat addictive, right?
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you're like, man, if I hit a little further, a little faster, and you're measuring it, and then you get out and play, and you're like suddenly standing there, and well, how far to carry that dog leg? Oh yeah. And then obviously, now that you've got a group of guys around you that are all going to be pushing each other, it's another whole scenario.
Yeah, that's the goal.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see when we get into this back end of the tournament year too. What it does to you when you're playing tournament golf.
That's going to be the big test for me, I believe.
Well, that's what tournament golf is, right? It's the best test we can possibly have.
Over 4 days, your body doesn't feel right half the time. It feels foreign in the morning when you're standing over on the first tee.
On that, have you done of the special sessions, the stack warm-up?
I've done the stack warm-up. Yep.
Okay.
I had about an hour and a half to do a proper practice session, and it was in between sessions, so I thought I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
That was quite handy.
How'd you find that?
Yep. So you do, it's quite heavy. It obviously adjusts, but it's quite heavy, and then you actually swing with your driver, which is unique for the stack, because you're literally just using this thing. So.
I would suggest trying it once before you play, and see how quickly you get to what I would call operating speed. That might be one of the other things that is really interesting too with doing all the speed work and the training and having ball speed numbers. Do you find that before you play now, you start to know where you want your body to be more? You have more, body awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. I went and did some practice the other day, and it was on the range at Omana, hit some balls on the fairway, and I thought, I'll get this thing out and I'll see where I'm at. And it was probably a good 4 or 5 miles below where I would be if I'd had a decent warm-up and a go at this.
Yeah.
So
I think it must be one of the big bonuses too of all the boys on the tour when you see them all warming up with launch monitors. I think it's as much just to know when they're at their operating speed. Because obviously when you're out playing on the golf course, the difference between 2 or 3 mile an hour club head speed for a guy of your skill, it's 2 or 3, maybe 5 meters of carry with a 7-iron.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a difference between hitting it to literally inside 10 feet to hitting it
and
short in a bunker.
Sequencing your swing and everything. Like
So it's kind of a
Big
cool
flow-on
thing,
effect.
especially if you do that. I'd suggest trying it once or twice before you play. Just do the stack thing and then go play, and you'll be amazed when you stand on the first tee.
Oh, you say just solely do the warm up?
Yeah, give it
Yep.
a go. You'd be, I mean, still by all means, do the warm up first, then go hit a few 7-irons
Yeah.
to get some rhythm going, or whatever. But you'd be amazed when I've done it once or twice. I've been like, holy, I feel ready to go,
Yeah.
which is kind of a cool feeling because you want it. Ideally, it's what you should be right. Standing
Yeah.
on the first tee, going, not, oh man, I hope I warm up by the third.
Yeah. Well, no, it's true. And even though you think you're warmed up,
Yeah, you're not.
yeah, it's like it's gone are the days where it's a chip and a putt,
Yeah.
a couple of wedges, a few 7-irons,
Well, it
driver
can-
if you got space, and that's it.
You can still play like that, but then the performance is going to be. But it does give you a way of when you like here where we've got nowhere to hit driver to warm up with.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's a great way to actually get out there and do that. You can hit balls in the net, but which is good as long as you've got some launch monitor because you go, okay, have I actually got my ball speed? Because I experimented with that maybe a year ago when I started getting into it, where I would say I'm not going to tee off until I reach X ball speed.
Yep.
And
Well-
people will watch you warming up like, bro, you're hitting a lot of drivers there quite violently.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go tee off until it was at that speed and then go play golf.
Yeah.
And it's such a different experience.
Well, there's actually the warm-up function in here before you do a stack session, and it says certify my warm-up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you have to get 195 gram to a certain or close to a certain speed,
Yeah.
and that sort of that definitely changed my thoughts on it.
Good.
A few swings, you're like, yeah, good to go. John Daly.
Well, imagine if, Daly's a great example, right? Imagine if that guy had any kind of
Work ethic.
structured work ethic,
Yeah.
how many majors he would have won.
Yeah. I was talking to the boys this morning. Watched him in 1998 at the World Cup.
Oh, at Golf Harbour, right?
Gulf Harbour, which is, I found it today, they're closing. It's shutting down.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Were they going to just turn it into just a whole bunch of beautiful real estate overlooking the Golf Harbour?
I'd imagine so if they can get the road, because the road in and out is terrible
It is quite
Like-
exciting.
for traffic. But yeah, only heard that this morning, hot off the press.
Wow.
Heard it here first, folks.
Shivers, that sucks, man, because that was a fun layout.
Great facility too.
Especially off the tips, yeah. Fantastic range, great short game area, big clubhouse. But they've been struggling,
For a while.
I don't know, for like decades, I would have thought, like financially. Like it's just they never really sold the properties to pay for because that was the model, right?
Yeah.
Build the course,
Make it a resort.
make it resorty, the housing pays for the golf course, and then location just wasn't.
From an outsider looking in, for a guy who only played there, tournaments or occasionally, it looks like one of those places that had so much potential. But you'd go there and you wouldn't know what to expect. It'd be
Yeah.
old and run down, or it would be mint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
they were actually starting to do okay, so that is a bit of a surprise. But
The housing squeeze, probably got offered too much money.
yeah, that is prime real estate. I'm sure those friendly people that have some beautiful homes in the back nine won't be too pleased about it. Especially on that, what is it, the signature hole, the
16th.
the dogleg right. Everyone
Great
cuts
little
corner.
par four.
There's some beautiful houses up there on the left.
Yep. Well, do you cut the corner? Or
Well, you
do
can
hit it
now.
Left? Yeah, just go straight at the green.
Well, that would have been a hole back in the day that Daly would have probably been the only guy that because he took the direct route over that from memory.
Yeah. I watched it with his Invex driver.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, shit.
One thing about getting used to this thing is I find myself experimenting different swings, whether I swing it a bit slower on the backswing, a bit longer,
Oh, you experiment with the tempo and stuff?
or do
Yep.
I whip it back real fast? Because it'll be different for everybody, different weights. I find the heavier weights, I definitely swing it a lot better timing, a lot better tempo.
Yeah, what I find with the heavier weights with guys in general is it helps them lengthen their backswing.
Yep.
And then the lighter weights help them kind of obviously increase the downswing speed. It's an interesting combo. But it does take you're right. It's amazing how different the load patterns are with the different weights.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've traditionally gone the heavier clubs, heavier driver shafts. That's a 75 gram, I think it is, and that's about as light as it's been.
Yeah, interesting.
Forever.
I would say the reason you went for the heavier shaft to those to try and reduce the spin, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And always get the old lag, obviously.
Yeah.
And get the quick.
Again, I'll be honest, I think the more you turn your body and the better you swing it, the less handsy your golf swing.
Yeah, that's where we need to get to.
The lighter you can get, and then the faster you can get too. I mean, hands are quick, but I'm saying for optimizing speed, a lighter, longer shaft is definitely going to be quicker than a heavier.
Yeah. Yep.
Just like swinging the 195 gram compared to the 155 gram stack, you go, oh, I just picked up an extra 2 or 3 miles.
Well, that's what this app's going to do, isn't it? It's going to pick out probably what's optimal for me anyway. So we'll see where that lands. Smoke that one.
It's max intent, mate. Come on. Have you experimented with the breathing yet?
No.
Have you experimented much with left heel being lifted yet?
No.
Wow.
Just this one. Just
a
rock.
little lateral. Cool. You've kept it nice and simple.
But I have to get out of the trap of doing this, rocking back, and then I carried on. I was catching driver real thin for a while.
Yeah, I think, so you've only done foundation. The next one you can start to do, at your skill, there's obviously a bunch, but I'd be so tempted for you to jump straight into the Borgmeyer ones.
Okay.
Knowing what your golf swing's like, and now that you're starting to experiment with lateral forces, Marty's got a lot of step drills.
Yep.
And he's a big guy on recentering with rotation, which would be great for you. And his ball flight preferences are very similar to what you like.
I found if I really focused on straightening that right leg and feeling
that hip getting depth.
Feeling like I'm actually rotating.
Yeah. And then that's always a challenge, right? Of getting bigger
specialty.
turns, but getting the pressure getting forward early enough. Otherwise, you're going to turn way behind it, hit heaps up on it, and just thin it.
Yeah. And that was where I was at.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's the end of set 3.
Cool. So we enter that final set.
Yep.
Of your final thing.
Final countdown.
Final countdown.
Yeah, this is the final session for
everything.
foundations for me.
Boom. Let's see how much faster you are from where you started.
What are we?
Obviously, your baseline was 105.
105 originally.
Yeah, with that. Yeah.
But that's because this thing's hybrid length. Is that right?
No, it's also just not swinging at a ball.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, you get the quick guys, and that's the E speed was 105, right? So the actual...
Can't add.
You get the quick guys, they can still move that thing around 130 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 minutes.
Look at you, a trained expert now at switching out the weights.
It's good when you get a good spin on it. Rather than have to, these things are important, man.
Yeah, it's like a good club tour, right?
Yep.
Got to get it right, otherwise.
Like that Tiger video. Have you seen the 12 video when he practices with the cheerleading squad, with the batons?
No.
You've not seen that? So he does training with like the marching band. Is it marching band or cheerleading squad or with the batons?
Was it like a funny video?
And he it's just a mock, and he goes, yeah, I'll give it that one. And they're practicing the. I'll show you after this.
You're gonna have to find it.
It's
check it in the
fantastic.
video. I've got to find it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would think we're just absolute weirdos.
Well, we are.
Well, mainly me.
No, you're right.
No, you're a bit weird too.
Very strange. To be in this industry for this long, you have to be pretty strange.
Yeah.
Have you hit that 1 iron yet? Did you hit it yesterday?
Yep. So I hit it off a 7th yesterday, and it was a little bit high in the face, a little bit clunky, but it was. So the 7th at the Mount. How long is that hole? 370 maybe. Yeah, it was 1 iron sandwich. I had 102 to the hole. Slightly downwind, but worked out all right.
It's a good club for that, isn't it? You can just take all the trouble out of play.
Yep.
Does it have the traditional long iron thing where you miss it? It doesn't go sideways, it just goes short.
It feels a bit clunky, and it it domes. But look at it. If you look at it's inviting, isn't it? It's not.
Inviting.
It's not scary to look at. Like
No,
a
that
one
definitely looks like it's a shovel.
Yeah.
Without too much offset. Is it a T200?
U505.
U500, no.
Yeah.
Look at you and your fancy hosel options.
It's nice. Matches the
100
shaft, you know.
TX.
Yep. There we go. We'll show the punters how it's done. I like it for now.
I think in New Zealand conditions, the back end of this year, it's going to be so much more versatile than having a 3-wood.
Yeah.
Because you've got that 5-wood right forward combo kind of
Yep.
for carrying on the green and stopping it.
Yep.
We don't have, our golf courses are not designed where they're like, go to a point where, and then you have a hazard or a dog leg where you want to hit to the corner, right?
No, they're not. No.
Our golf courses are just either carry it over everything
Yeah.
or hit it in the fairway.
Well, America, what we see on TV all the time, it's
Totally
either
different.
go for it or it's a forced layup.
Yeah. And there's lots of holes where there are just literally forced layups.
Yeah.
And that's where 3-wood's good, right? Because you'd be like, in your case, you hit driver now, what, like 290, 300 or something meters. And you have a hole where
We'll find out.
the fairway disappears at 270 meters.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh no, I've just hit 3-wood and this goes to that perfect.
Yeah.
Even if you go and play Fiji, you have lots of holes where 3-wood's way better than driver.
Got a good story about the 18th at Dinero, actually. Dinero? 18th at Dinero?
Oh, we all know that. What, have you carried it over that first?
No.
Oh,
It's a good story.
you've always got good stories, mate. What's the number, baby?
Oh, I'm too embarrassed. Oh, it's 111. So it tells you when you go to your testing at the end what your
Yeah.
fastest set was previously. So it's your
I love that.
set of 4.
Yeah.
So my fastest previously was 110, and that was 111. So
That is
We on,
one of
baby.
that is without doubt one of the most motivating things I find is when
Yeah.
every time you start a set, it shows you exactly how fast is your fastest set,
yep,
and then every time you go quick, it will tell you when you've hit your personal PB as well.
yep.
And having that all the time in front of you is like, imagine going to the gym and every time you lift the weight, bro, you've been faster, you've been stronger.
Exactly.
What are you doing? What are you wasting your time
And
for?
then you think, oh, I skipped the day. Oh no.
Shit. Come on, boy, big effort here.
Same.
Good.
Same. But I have to strike a balance between absolutely giving everything and losing my balance and get it
All
this.
right, this is max intent.
So
Just give it everything.
yeah.
Give it everything.
Okay. All right, Dad. Thanks.
Just everything. Full turn, full seam.
Give it the Sharapova.
Why not? I love the recoil.
See, it was slower. Thanks.
You're welcome. What is
But that's exactly my point.
What is 110 e-speed?
What's that?
What is 110 e-speed? What does it give you in club speed, e-speed?
Pass. When it's finished, it'll show me.
Oh, okay.
It told me that 111 is 318 max potential with
Oh,
driver.
okay, cool.
That's meters. So it did sound better when it was in yards. Is it?
Mate, yards is, 350 yards sounds pretty cool.
I'll change it. Oh, that was no good. Oh no, 111. There you go.
Boom. Well done.
So
New fastest personal record.
we are done.
So there's that. There was that 123. Oh, look at you, eh? It just loves you. Boop, boop, boop. How do you feel today?
Yeah, energy's pretty good.
Just feel
That's pretty
amazing.
good.
You just feel amazing. And
I
look
did have
amazing.
through the first part of this, I had a few issues with colds and winter
Yeah,
colds.
yeah.
and
The kids
Yeah.
got you, didn't
Yeah.
they? Great job. Foundation complete. 44 days. Blah blah blah. 100. How cool! It keeps count of everything.
So 44 days, 374 minutes, and you made 492 training swings.
Intense. All right.
Look at that.
Let's hit some drives and see how much quicker we are than where we started.
Now this is the moment of truth,
The
isn't it?
moment of truth, brother.
See if it's all worth it.
Well, the first start, right? This is just the foundation, one would think. And then from there, you start to do the specialized training, in which you still should have a lot of, I think there's so much low-hanging fruit with you.
Yeah.
Not only with accuracy, for club and ball speed. Like I said, I would jump into the Borgmeyer one, knowing what we're working on.
Yeah.
And then I think you'll be able to get on the golf course and have 120 something on the golf course, which would be
Be nice.
Oh, mate, so much fun.
What?
Holy.
What are you laughing at?
How much effort's that, though?
No, it wasn't much effort at all.
So that's not...
Well, bearing in mind, I'm swinging out of my shoes with that thing.
Yeah,
and
I
now
understand,
I'm just trying to keep my
so
balance.
much quicker than like what
Yeah.
you were. Come on, whack a few. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Should I try and turn one over?
Yeah, if you want, I don't mind.
Is that what we want to do?
Oh, wow. That's cool, you can do that now, square it up.
Yeah.
Man, that ball speed is consistently quicker. Oh, high in the face, launch bombed.
Doma. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's have a look at all those numbers. Have a look in the back in time, right? So, that's,
Take me on a journey here.
yeah, it's been interesting. So this is where we started.
Yep.
280, 261, 283, all fade skis. Then obviously this was very much a draw session, so we tightened that dispersion. And you're thinking more about technique there. This one, you're thinking about more about hitting it harder.
Yep.
But that is a significant jump in ball and club speed. So 116, 171 to go up literally 10 mile an hour ball speed. And you're carrying it now as far as you used to hit it total effectively.
Yep.
It's significantly longer.
That's what we like.
And only like, what, 7 weeks, 6 weeks? And I still think there's some tuning to do with that driver.
Oh, big time. Some tuning to do with me. Don't worry.
Have a quick, pull out my one there and have a quick whack with that.
What are you running with? This one here?
I've got some secret shit going on. Oh. There you go.
I'm
Sharp.
gonna
You
like
see? 290 carry, 310.